Hi, so this video is filmed in December and now it's August, and I just remembered that I filmed this video, so I put it together, and here it is. I know it's kind of weird that I'm putting out a video that's like half a year old or something, but anyways, here is me making some good macaroons. So, okay, you go. Okay, bye.
No. Welcome to my kitchen! So today, you read the title, and I'm going to make macaroons, so stay tuned. So I am following a recipe from Tasty, and I have it right here on my iPad, so let's do this. So, we need 3 egg whites. Oh! Ploop! And make sure to save the egg yolks because we're going to need them later. 2. Ooh, tip. Make sure to crack your egg on the table so you will be less likely to have shells. Life hack. And 3. Ploop! And wash your hands. So, I'm gonna put these egg yolks aside. Put them here. Now, into this, we need to add half a teaspoon of salt. Salty. And now, mix it up. So, you're going to beat the egg whites until they are frothy, and then you are gonna measure out 50 grams or 1/4 of a cup of sugar. So, the egg whites are now frothy, and now we are going to gradually add the sugar while the mixture is whipping the egg whites up. So now you want to whip the egg whites until they have reached stiff peaks, which is like a little fluffy mountain that doesn't fall over. So if you swirl like this and you get a peak here and flip it over, and you can see it's a little not as stiff as we want, so it's almost there. Ooh, yeah. So this is a stiff peak. You can see it doesn't move around except for this. It's funny. So at this stage, you can place it over your head and it doesn't fall out. Oh. So now we are going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract into this. And if you want to color your macaroons, this would be the time to do it. And make sure to make it more vibrant than you want it to be, because when it bakes lighter. And now, just mix it again. So now comes the hard part. We need to add the dry ingredients. So now we just put this aside, and now we need to measure out the dry ingredients. So now we need 210 or 1 3/4 cup, I think, of powdered sugar. And I'm using grams because that is a lot more precise, and that is the best way to get your perfect macaroon. It looks like a snow mountain. Wow. Blip, 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 blip. Okay. Now that is 210 grams. And now we need some almond meal. I actually made this myself, not to brag, but so basically almond meal is just basically as it sounds. It's just grounded almonds, and you can buy this at the store, but the shop that I went to didn't sell this, so I had to make my own, which is also very easy. Just Google it or something and you will find it out. Okay, so now we need 95 grams or 1 cup of almond meal. So we need to add half teaspoon of salt in here. So we need to add 1/3 of this mixture into here. Sift it through. You will find like big clumps of almonds or powdered sugar in here, so beware. So we need to throw this in the trash. So now we need to fold this gently. So folding is just like running around and then push down. You want to mix this through. And now the remaining. So just pour in the rest. Flip. And sieve it again. So we do this to make sure there are no clumps of anything in the macaroon, because we want a really nice, shiny and flat finish. And now we need to fold again. So you need to be careful at this stage, because we don't want to undermix and we don't want to overmix it. So you will know the batter is ready when you can do a figure 8 in the mixture. So you can do like an 8 without the batter splitting, or like without the batter like ripping apart, like this and this. It's just a steady stream. So look at this. I can do an 8 without it ripping, and that means the batter is ready. So now we need a piping bag. Flip. So the best way to fill a piping bag is to put it in like just a big glass or like a vase or something. I have this like little spout thing, like 4 strings, and I just need to like fold it over the edges right here. And now we just pour this in. I'll let you see. So now just take it out. Ooh. And I like to take a hair tie and tie it around just in case if it like goes out, and just swirl it up, and yeah. Ow! And there you go. So now we need wax paper and something to trace out the outline for the macaroon. So now we are going to trace out an outline for the macaroon. So we just need to like get something like that is round and just trace it. I have a spice container and just gonna outline. So here is our template, and we need to put the Sharpie side down on the tray so the marker doesn't touch any of the food. So now we need to cut the end. Now we just start piping in the middle, and it will slowly but surely come out. So my camera died while I was piping, but now we need to bang this on the table to release all of the air bubbles. And really just... So now we just need to leave this on the counter until it has like a thin skin on the top, and you can touch them without the batter sticking to you. And that takes about half an hour to an hour. So I will see you then. So the macarons are set. You can see I can like touch them and it doesn't go all on my finger. So then you know it's ready. So you're gonna have to put these in the oven for about 70 minutes at 150 Celsius and 300 Fahrenheit. So it's dark out, and that is because I went and got pizza for dinner. And I let the macarons cool meanwhile. So I just took them out of the oven and put them on a cooling rack to make sure they cool completely. And I also like paired them together to look like macarons, and it turned out actually kind of good. So now I'm going to make the frosting or icing or whatever you call it. So the frosting is basically a chocolate and coffee frosting, and it's really good. And yeah. So I'm gonna use these egg yolks that I put aside when I make the cookies, and we're going to whip it until it is nice and fluffy. Plop. I'm just gonna whip this up until it is nice and fluffy. So the egg yolks are all lightened up, and now I'm gonna make a syrup on the stove. So I don't know the measurements in cups. I only know it in deciliters. Deciliters, I don't know how to say it. But yeah. So 1 deciliter is about like half a cup. So yeah, I need a 3/4 deciliter of sugar and water. And just pour it in and pour it over. Just swirl it around, mix it together a little bit. And now we are going to put it on the stove until the sugar has dissolved and the mixture has begun to bubble like a potion. So the sugar and water have been boiling for about a minute now, and now it's time to pour it in a steady stream down the side of the bowl into the egg yolks. And this is going to like cook the egg yolks, so we won't have like raw eggs in our frosting. But make sure to be like whipping it at the same time, because if you don't, then you're gonna have scrambled eggs. So let's do this. So you basically want to whip it until the bowl is like semi-cold, so you can add the butter and doesn't melt. So just feel the side of the bowl until it doesn't feel warm. And also when the egg yolks are nice and fluffy. So I think it is ready. It's really fluffy. I mean, look at this. It looks just like egg whites. But I think it is cool enough. Yep, it is completely cool. So now I'm going to add 150 grams of room temperature butter, and we're just going to mix it until it is just combined, because if you mix it too much, it will split. Okay, and just plop it in. Plop.
Listen kids, I made a grave mistake there. Don't plop your butter into the French buttercream. French meringue buttercream. You need to chop it up into cubes and gradually add it into the bowl. This was half a year ago, so I have never made that mistake again. If you plop it in there, it will split, which will happen in this video. So I'm not going to bore you with the details or bore you with the actual footage of me trying to repair it. But anyways, I just added powdered sugar, and then it was okay. It was a little bit sweeter than it should be, but that's fine. So that's the tea, sister. Okay. Yeah, don't repeat my mistakes. Just chop it into like little pieces and put the mixer on, and then plop it in there one at a time. Okay, I'm gonna let you go back to your video, or my video that I made. Anyways, so enjoy. Okay, that was really weird. Okay, bye.
Now we need to add 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder and 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, like dust, and we need to like calm it down, or like make it like dust. So we need 1 teaspoon of grounded instant coffee and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. So now you just have to like fold it in. Don't have to be too careful because we've already like mixed in the butter and that has like deflated the eggs. Yeah, here is the frosting. So I'm gonna put the frosting into a piping bag, and I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with macarons. I'm just gonna put it around a vase or anything like that, and I'm just going to add it into the bag. Really nice. Flip. And there you go. Bring over the macarons. And now it's time to assemble, which is the best part. Just cut off the end. Okay, so you're just going to pipe with one steady motion, like a dot in the middle, and then you are going to push the 2 cookies together, like so. You can make like a dot and swirl a little bit. Make like a little tiny mountain. Loop. And then add the other cookie on top. And there you have it. It's the first macaron. And now I'm gonna finish all of these and then I'm gonna put them in the freezer. And then we are going to decorate them. So, the macarons have cooled and I melted chocolate while I waited. And I'm going to drizzle it over the macarons to make it look a little bit more fancy. Fancy. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I know. Now I'm just going to drizzle this chocolate over the macarons to make them look extra fancy. So I just put these macarons into the freezer and the chocolate has set and now I'm done. Please comment down below if you want more baking videos because they are my favorite ones to make. And yeah, so thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!